Imagine that we're the sole survivors of a ship sinking. In the heart of the storm, our group is split in two, each of which ends up on desert islands far off from each other. Each of these islands is vast and offers all the riches necessary to ensure material sufficiency and promote self-fulfillment. Within the human communities that reach the respective islands, we find people with all the abilities necessary to recreate the conditions for a pleasant life. After having dealt with urgent matters concerning survival, the settlers of each island decide to organize themselves in order to set the grounds for a happy future. It quickly becomes obvious that a monetary system would simplify production and the exchange of goods and services. On Island A, an ex-banker manages to convince the community to mimic the traditional system that they were forced to leave behind due to the ship sinking. After all, that system ensured the great development in the West, didn't it? On Island B, after a long debate, it is decided that a collective money-emitting body would be created, mandated and controlled by a twofold citizen assembly. One would be elected and the other chosen at random, with short and non-renewable mandate. Surprisingly, and despite the great distance that separated them, the islands had many things in common. A wide river ran through both and separated each island in two, and you had to make a detour a long way upriver to reach the other side. The obvious solution was to build a bridge. All the elements were at hand, the urge to build it, the technology to carry the project through, the manpower and the raw material. The only thing left to decide was how the people who were going to spend their time and energy to this effort of the community were to be paid. On Island A, the banker suggested the community follow the example of all great civilized societies. They should create a fiscal system where the revenues generated would allow for such investment to become possible. Furthermore, he added, a fiscal system would be even more necessary after the bridge project, as they would soon have to look into other matters such as communication, education, healthcare, and other collective issues. Seeing that the population was at unease about the size of the bill, the banker reassured. Keep calm. If you don't have the means to pay me back the capital, I'll only request you pay the interest until you have the possibility to afford it. Hesitantly, the settlers accepted the offer, essentially because they couldn't think of any other solution. In the end, the bridge was built where the river was the most narrow, not because it was the best place, as there were two other points which would have been more suited to the needs of the population, but it was the cheapest. On Island B, a debate was held to decide whether a bridge was really the best solution, then what kind of bridge, and where they should build it so that it would simultaneously correspond with the needs of the population and least disturb the natural environment. The decision was reached democratically, the project budgeted, and the meeting body created the money necessary as the construction work went along to fund those involved in the realization of the project. Within 2 years, each island possessed a bridge, but with a slight difference. When on Island B the bridge was paid and matched the citizen needs, on Island A the population was going to have to bleed itself to pay its debts back or come to terms with itself to pay taxes indefinitely to settle the interest. Not a brilliant outlook, even if we omitted the frustration of the bridge's inadequate location. Can you see the dawn of a new world should we fully embrace what the story portrays? We are living on Island A. Money is the only way to have access for the things we need to live. How many people die each day from lack of sustenance or health care? Not that we lack either of these, simply because they don't have the money to access them. Tens of thousands. Every single day, lack of money kills over 10 times the number of victims that perished with the Twin Towers in New York in complete indifference. Can we continue to accept this once we've understood that modern money is created solely by human will? What would you feel if you had to accept letting your child die for the sole reason that you don't have enough money to pay for treatment? Right now, if we stepped out of our mental prison, we could live on Island B by simply reversing the model. Instead of letting money determine what we can or cannot do, let it do what we decide is possible and fair to do, and we determine how much money is necessary. All the elements are at hand. Having detached money from gold, we freed it from the false value that gold gave it, as well as the scarcity that condemned it. Having detached money from gold, we've opened up the possibility to finally tune the quantity of money going around with the real needs of people. Having detached money from gold, it has become a virtual unit created solely by human will. Having detached money from gold, an incredible opportunity for well-being and social justice is accessible to all, as well as the means to face the challenges of our time, having no limit but the things we do not want or cannot realize. It goes without saying that those who create money possess unlimited power. It's like possessing the magic lantern in the tale of the 1,001 Nights. The person who holds it can make all their dreams a reality, and whether it's master preacher's interests that are selfish or for the good of all, the consequences, well, won't be the same.